What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here on the dock and we're going to do a quick unboxing of a few things that we've gotten recently. Now, if you guys have followed the channel for any amount of time, you know that we love to support small business, individual bait creators and makers out there, and do whatever we can to support overall the fishing community. So from time to time, folks will send us some of their handmade baits or just different plastics, or
small companies who are just like, hey, look at what we do. Yep. It's sick.
So like our boy Rockablade's always sending us stuff that we've never heard of before that's phenomenal. So we've got a couple of those things in here. We've also got, in the spirit of supporting small business, we got our boys Dark Horse Tackle here. Made this box with me at Kayak Adventure Series, so I'm going to cut that clip in a minute and you guys will see what went down there, and then we'll unbox and Paul can get a first look at this. We've also got small business pig jigs, new underspins. These are going to be phenomenal. I actually really want to fish these today.
100.
Give me those. And then I have a very secret extra bonus bait that you won't see for a little bit, so you got to stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll show you the thing that I found in a small tackle store in Whitehall, Michigan. And this is the reason you go to these small tackle stores. You never know what you're going to find. Somehow they like owned all the stock of something that got discontinued over 12 years ago.
We hear this all the time though, where someone will be like, you'll say online like, oh, I can't find these anymore, or they're out of stock, and somebody will be like, sir, if you drive down to Gary, Indiana, you will find 16 billion of these just in every color, just waiting to be purchased.
This is like when Ollie's was like getting hot. Everybody was like, my Ollie's has jackhammers.
Yeah, you need a jackhammer for $4? Get in your car. And we also have from a handmade from a young gentleman who sent us some stuff. We're gonna show you some handmade just gems. Like you've seen the Brown Bait Co. This is on the level. It's on the level.
So I love seeing just younger kids getting out there trying to, like, you know, make stuff for people, right? And
anything made by hand.
Obviously to catch fish, like just to get out there. I don't know if he's trying to go into this like from a business standpoint, but I'll support him if he does. Young entrepreneurship is something I love to see. So let's get into it. Let's start out with Dark Horse. What happened at Kayak Adventure Series, me? Check it out. All right, guys, we're at the Kayak Adventure Series. I've got Zach and Josh here from Dark Horse Tackle. So we've been doing some Dark Horse unboxings. Also, this friggin' nerd with the beard right here. What's up, Alex Rudd?
Here I am.
Alex Rudd just crashing the show. I love it.
Always do it. Always do it.
So these guys are gonna put together a topwater box for us, and we are gonna fish it on the channel, obviously, because that's what we love to do. So what are we throwing into this? Also, what? Look at that sticker. That's sick. All right, what are we throwing into this?
All right, so first things first, I'll let you take your pick. We've got a Jaw Tech KO stick. Got a few colors here. This KO stick this is actually kind of a spoiler, right? So we've got a bunch of topwater baits, okay? What do you want to do when you miss a topwater blow? You want to follow up. We've got a soft plastic flute style bait that's perfect for following up. So you can take your pick here, Jeff.
Okay, so knowing the waters I fish, I gotta go Minnow Flash.
Minnow Flash.
That's gotta be the juice.
All right, Minnow Flash. So next up, we have a soft plastic toad from 412 Bait Company. This is the 412 toads. I've got some pearl. I've got what they call River Raider. It's a weird roadkill green pumpkin style deal. I've got regular green pumpkin, and it's a little bit translucent compared to most green pumpkins. Some June bug, obvious topwater color. Yeah. A black and blue here, and then I've got the old school salt and pepper. So
roadkill all day. Heck yeah.
Next up, we have the Defiant Naked Buzzbait. This is a brand new buzzbait from Defiant. If you're familiar with Oliver Nye, this is his company. This is a 3/4 ounce buzzbait. Do not let the weight fool you. There's a scoop right here that immediately elevates that bait, so you can bomb cast it with a 3/4 ounce, get it up on top of the water column like every other buzzbait. Screw lock hook, custom slick coated Ryugi, big flipping hook on the back, ready to stick those fish right in the top of the mouth. I've got 4 colors for you.
If it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use.
What are you doing?
So.
Exactly, we'll throw that in. All right, next up, these are sweet. So this is the Big Swift from Cornerstone Baits. These are obviously hard baits. This is a walking style bait, owner hooks. This is the one bait that we will get that we do not put vector hooks on because the guy will already take care of it for us.
Yeah, dude, if you switch out owner hooks, there's something.
And if you switch out owner hooks, you're kind of a psycho anyway. So I've got 5 different patterns in this one. I've got the greenback herring. I have got what they call the shad hammer.
Ooh.
And this is, I think this is the Ghost. Yeah, this is the Ghost shad right here. Then we're gonna go to a super sweet honey shad.
That one.
That one, you got it.
That's
All right.
the juice.
Lastly, we have got ourselves the Anthem top
Ooh.
plop.
This
Top.
thing drew me over here. This
Yes.
thing is insane.
5 different colors.
that.
Crazy chartreuse. We've got 2 different dark modes that are both iridescent in their own respect. This one's more of a blue purple. This one's more of a red and green. Then we've got your regular old shad, but this ain't no regular old shad. All 5 of these baits are actually custom painted by Anthem Baits itself, and the hooks were applied by yours truly, Zechariah, right here.
That isn't, well, I feel like we have to do one of these. Which one we do, I don't know, and I think it's this one.
That one? All right, we
sure.
call this the Beetle. This is actually
Yeah.
a concept we've been working on, but I'm not going to go any farther than that. Lastly, I have to give you, how are you? Got to give you your bifold. We have our featured small business of the month, Kayak Cushion. If you're familiar, bingo, right there.
Nice.
Custom made cushions, you can get your own custom design. Brandon's a super awesome guy, very responsive, very good at business. Our good friend Tony here is on the front. You open up the pamphlet, we've got the bait shop at a discount code. Kayak Cushion information here on the back. There's all your baits.
Awesome.
That's gonna go right into your box. Seal the deal. Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
Look at that. We did it.
How easy is that?
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
So, met up with the guys.
Neato, gang.
Yeah. So, this box, you saw them put this together for me. I know what's in here. Paul doesn't. So, Paul's going to go through this blind and tell you his
What
thoughts.
the fuck?
Exactly.
Bro.
First thing I knew you'd do. So,
Dude.
this is like this iridescent black.
The AB top
Yeah.
prop,
Yeah.
dude, and that prop is heavy. This looks like that's
We're fishing
legit.
that today, dude.
Yeah, we are absolutely
Dibs.
fishing that today. Well, you can have it because I'd be
'Cause
fine
you're
with
gonna take
this one,
this.
the Big Swift. So
Yeah.
by Cornerstone Baits, topwater walking bait. The size is legit. This reminds me of one of
Dogma.
my favorites, which is either the Dogma or the
Catwalk.
No, the catwalk's smaller.
Sexy dog.
Sexy dog. You would have gotten to it eventually.
I was getting there.
You get to it eventually. So that, and the color is actually really cool.
Yep.
That dark orange is something, usually you see black and white are what we're going for, or chartreuse, but that's a little bit on the rare side. I like that, that's cool.
They had a bunch of colors. If you guys saw the clip, I picked them.
So we got
We're
a
going to see what Paul thinks
we
about
have a
color choices.
buzzbait in the nude. So
yeah.
this is the
Look at that.
Defiant.
What's that tell you?
It's gonna dive, baby.
No.
What?
It's
This?
going to lift.
Oh, I see, because the
That gives it lift.
underneath. Like
We'll
bling, I get
see.
it.
We're going to put it to the test, but that's what the guy said. It's going to give it lift.
I like the screw lock. A lot of times these are going to get picked at or just shredded, so I really like that, especially if you're running in cover. This one being naked, you're going to need a trailer. Don't know about the holes up here. I've seen that on the scatter shad. It has horrified
trail.
me. But yeah, as a top water, I think it's a lot better. So dope.
But
Love
hang
it.
on. It does have a trailer.
Gasp. A
Look at this
toad. That
color,
color
dude.
is sick.
It's Christmas tree copper. It's
4-inch River Raider, buoyant formula. So you could EWG these, and that's why,
Yep.
I mean, on the river, that would absolutely hammer.
We're probably doing
I've
that
heard a
today.
lot of people, though, on a jig, like on weight, getting frogs, even hollow body frogs on bottom. BFS hollow bodies, adding weight, fishing them
Yep.
on bottom. I would do that in the river
I
all
actually
day.
just saw a clip from Z-Man recommending you take the goat toads and you put them on the ZWG belly weighted.
Yes.
So-
yeah. So this is 412 Bait Co. made these. So handcrafted in the USA. Love
Super
to see
neat.
it.
Still one more thing, I think.
One more thing left. This is the Jawtech, the KO stick. The color is minnow flash, and the color is spectacular.
It's sick.
It's spectacular. There's a pearlescent to the plastic. That's hard to pick up. These are gorgeous.
I'm a weightless that
Garlicky
today.
and salty. I might just put these in a pan and eat them as they come.
Don't do that. I don't recommend that.
These would hammer though. So this is sort of like half fish, half you know,
like a
soft
straight-tail
plastic
fluke-
stick, but
fluke
really
flesh
thin,
worm,
really
yeah.
thin. Like, yeah, that's pretty sick.
So there you go. That's a Dark Horse box. Usually you get 5 to 6 baits. Check them out. We're not sponsored by them.
Nope.
They've just been sending us them for a while, and we've liked them, so
You
we're
send it,
unboxing
I'll
them.
fish it if it's good.
If you guys have a small business you want us to check out, or you make baits that you think are legit, send us a DM on Instagram at Triple Anglers. It's right here. You can hit us up, and we'll
take
definitely
a look.
We'll take a look and definitely consider checking it out. We'll see what we have time for. All right, let's get to the next thing. pig jigs. Let's take a look at these up close.
This is what got us into pig jigs, this bait right here. So this is the EWG Ned head, but it's skirted. Something very rare that you don't really see in these lower weights, you know, like 1/8 ounce and below. So
that's our color too, copper truce, baby.
These are really sick. This is what got us introduced to them. So you got the sticky, but he's been releasing a ton of stuff lately. He just did an ultralight bladed jig, which is something that there's not a lot in the marketplace. So being able to get those is really cool. Jeff and I had been talking on the water that we were fishing a sneaky underspin, and it was clearly underspin season earlier this spring, and we were like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we had a BFS or like a super ultralight,
because the lightest one from Great Lakes Finesse is what we're talking about, the sneaky underspin. No, the lightest is 316.
316, thank you.
316, so we wanted lighter, and here it is.
And here it is. This is a 116.
Ooh,
they've got
like
two different colors. Yeah, they've got this one, which is secret shad. This one is like a
shad and chartreuse.
A shad chartreuse, a little brightness in there. And then the other one here is...
She'll work here for really well.
Yeah, this one is going to slap here. This is called the gill, and in a development surprising nobody, it's a gill pattern. But there's orange on the belly, and then a pearlescent bluish and green pumpkin on top, which is perfect. And then you get the gold blade, which I appreciate that you get a gold blade option and a silver blade option. Look, I was talking with somebody online about this earlier, and what I noticed is that we were fishing the Pecos from 6 cents, and what I noticed is that thing is overweighted like crazy, and you're either fishing it very deep or you have to burn it in order to even just stay above any kind of weed cover. You're not gonna have this problem at 1/16 ounce. So this to me, this is screaming panfish. You'll catch everything, or trout.
Yeah, or if you're in like a shallow grassy section and you can't go heavy. Okay, let's go to young gentleman's stuff. What do you think?
So a young man named Andrew Gararia, which I'm sure I screwed up your last name, so I apologize for that. I'm going with Gararia.
Yep.
I did my best. Only God can judge me. He reached out to us on Instagram. He's like, hey, I make baits. Can I send you some? And I said, well, yeah, of course. And he did not disappoint. So we got a handwritten note here, which is pretty sick. I appreciate the handwritten note.
I do as well, and every time a company sends us one, it shows like some added respect, and it's really cool to see. But when kids send us them, or like Rocca and his daughter send us some pictures like that, it just warms my heart, and I love it, and it makes me feel good. So
Andrew Gararia, a.g/outdoors. You can find him on Instagram, but yeah, there it is. And he said made a couple baits for you guys. All the baits are made out of wood and painted with an airbrush. I made them in my favorite colors. I hope they work.
I love that last line of "I hope they work," my dude.
We all do. We all do.
He's gonna get his confidence. Hang on, bro. He cut out a piece of paper and wrote a note for each of these.
We need these for everything.
That's so great.
He said, this crankbait was made for rocks and shallow water. It dives 2 to 5 feet.
All right, here. Take that.
I will take that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, you can tell it's a wood bait. Very light. It's going to be super buoyant. He did a good job. He did a good job with the lip. The paint job is money, my dude.
Now I don't know where they're
nice gill pattern.
Normally you would say like, oh, I don't know where you would get the blank, but if these are made out of wood, it's like holy smokes.
Yeah, he made this himself. He's got decent hooks on here. Pretty stout trebles on there,
baby.
Yeah, so we're gonna hopefully jack some jaws with this today.
The level of coat on this is something you don't get on like manufactured baits. Like you never get this level of depth and thickness on that top coat. He
ultra layered this sucker. Did you fish this?
No.
So there's a line on this showing me that he tested it.
Or he's just fishing it. Either way, this thing's a banger.
No, I'm saying like he tested it out, or he was actually fishing this thing, but he made sure it worked, is what that tells me. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. Nice job, buddy. Let's see the next one.
All right, I'll take this then. Next up, #1 bait of all time. This micro popper caught me my PB smallmouth at 4.2 pounds, which is very good. I hope you catch with it too.
Dude,
yeah, this is silly. This is a family heirloom we will fight over.
We will, and I've already got it in my hand, and I will be leaving
just
now.
Show your feet running.
There we go. I got the sunlight on it. Check that out. That's awesome, man. These have got to be tough to make.
That's
like
small.
Scooping that mouth out. That's got to be tough. And this size, awesome. All right.
Dude,
next.
this is my favorite. So this is how Brown Bait Co. talks. Also a young man that really knows his stuff, but he'll talk about like the type of wood and like what it does and why it matters and all that type of thing. This guy goes, this is a little jointed bait made from tulip poplar, obviously.
Tulip poplar.
It sinks slow and dives 2 to 5 feet. Another one that will be fought over for generations. Look at the hardtail on there.
And now it's mine.
Yeah, you're taking them all. This is fun.
I'm just kidding. Look at the little baby hooks he put on there. Guy knew what was gonna eat this thing. Little gillies. You're not gonna miss on these. Awesome. I'm digging that a lot.
That's so fun.
There's your thumbnail.
This will be rock bass. Will absolutely be like just wrecking that.
Yep.
Next one is a standard micro crankbait made from tulip poplar, dives 1 to 4 feet. I'll call out all these are like perch and bluegill. And the paint jobs have been nailed and their quality, like well done.
And I don't know if that's just like the patterns this guy normally does or if he hand selected us.
He said he did his favorites, so.
These are his favorites. Well, these are our favorites too for this area.
This is screaming old school Rapala, and then it's got the EWG trebles on there. This one's gonna hammer. This will absolutely hammer
it. 10 out of 10 on the efforts. I love it, man. You
did
great.
What I was doing when I'm anticipating it, when you're at your age, I was playing video games and ignorant of the entire world. You are so far ahead of me in life. Good for you.
And what I'm doing at 36 is about the same thing.
Yeah, not far off.
All right, so now last up, you guys, I got an extra secret, super awesome bait that I want to share with you. And again, I just want to remind you, if you got a local tackle shop, I would highly encourage you go check it out. You never know what you're going to find. Sometimes you get, I know at like a local one around me, right around here, that Paul knows, which is called Knutson's. Knutson's. Why is it not a silent K? We don't know, but Knutson's, because it's a name. So a local tackle shop around us, Knutson's, is really awesome. Like, they've always got stuff loaded up. They've got some like JDM stuff you're not going to find other places in a store.
And all the hunting stuff you could ever need. They got it all. They got kayaks. They're stocked up.
They also have bags of plastics from 1984.
And the live bait selection, premium.
Yeah, whole separate like building housing for it, which is insane. All right, so what I found at this tackle shop in Whitehall, Michigan, which I'll put the name because I don't remember. The name is right here. It's this place. So you guys had brought this up. We had a BFS A-rig, right? Super ultralight A-rig. And the most common comment that came up, if it wasn't Tactical Bastion did that with the Hog Farmer, we already talked about that, was this other option, which is the Yum tripod. And you can't really find these anywhere but eBay, but they had shelves of this at this place in all the different packaging that it ever existed in. So here's one form of packaging. Hold that. It's for you. And then here's another form of packaging, and then they had one in a bag as well. So it's like they bought them just completely out, which tells me this is a rig that works really well on White Lake, which is Whitehall, Michigan, right there, because that's where this place was. It's right on White Lake. So a lot of guys must use this rig there. So they were selling the heck out of it. But you're looking at a very short wire A-rig, 3 wires on it, ultralight tripod. Now, everybody brought this up. They're like, oh, that BFS, this is from George DLC that we were talking about back in the day. Really? Can you not be a plane right now? So people would bring up, you know, this rig compared to that one. Now, those ultralight A-rigs were actually ultralight. These are definitely not light. It's pretty hefty, actually. It's almost the same size jig head that you get on the Yumbrella, like the standard A-rig that Yum sells, but with the short wires. Also very high gauge wires compared to what we were fishing on the George DLC BFS A-rigs. That said, it does come with little underspin jig heads with it and 3 little white grubs. So this is like ready to fish right here. We might fish it today just for funsies, but that's the deal, man. It is, it's pretty slick. I thought it was a nice little find. Shout outs to Rob Harrison, who was fishing with me at the Kayak Adventure Series. He went to the shop first. He was like, you're not gonna believe it. This place has like 50 of these. And I was like, I'll stop there before I leave and I'll pick up a couple for me and Paul, and I did. So there you go. There are treasures at your local tackle stores. Go support them if you can. I know it's easy to buy stuff online, but when you can, support those brick and mortar businesses that are struggling out there, especially in today's economy. Take care of our community. All right, anything else to add to this?
This was really fun, and I can't wait to fish everything.
We got a lot of stuff to fish. We need to get out on the water, so we're gonna go do that right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go support small businesses and any local bait creators that you know out there. And we love you guys. We'll see you on the water next time. Bye.